What's happening, everybody? It's your big homie Doe checking in one time for the one time, back with another episode of Donuts with Doe. And on today's podcast, we have Kayla Ransom Hall from the City Juicery. I mean, she got the juice, y'all. So she bringing the juice to the Donuts with Doe podcast. How you doing tonight, Kayla?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Blessed and highly flavored.
I'm screaming. I'm screaming. That's good. That's a good one. I got to use that one.
Yeah, that's got to bring something to life. So, be blessed and highly flavored.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Donuts with Doe. Well, let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
You're a Nashville native.
I am.
Because I really don't get too many Nashville natives on this show.
Why is that?
I don't know. Well, I say it's about 50-50. Like, I get a lot of transplants. People that's been here for a while, but
that's almost local.
Yeah, like I've been here 20 plus years, so
That's almost local.
I guess like I'm a Nashville.
Almost local.
Right. But yeah, it's far and few between people you meet out in these streets.
It's so
they be
many
like
dope people doing dope things that are Nashville natives.
Yeah, so it's good to have a Nashville native.
Well, I'm
in the
thankful to
house.
be here and to be a part of that collective.
And so, what part of Nashville are you from?
Oh my goodness, this is a messy question.
Why is it?
So honestly, when I think back, like just really thinking back, like where am I from in Nashville? I'm pretty fluid. So I had family all over and I moved around a lot. So I like to say North Nashville, that's where I spend most of my time. But I also spent time in Antioch. I also spent time out south, JCUC at Napier. So
Okay.
I kind of,
You from
I'm just
Nashville.
Nashville.
Okay.
I can tell you one thing though. I never spent no time out east. I don't know nothing about that. So
Wow.
it ain't no shade, no shot, but I'm gonna call it what it is. I was out north, out west, out south.
I'm gonna say this.
Antioch.
I will say this: that most of the guests that are from Nashville,
Yeah.
they from East Nashville,
And I love that for them. I love
Wow.
that. Regardless, they from the view.
Okay. And so, what type of things were you into growing up? Like what, inspired a young Kayla, growing up and, you spend your time at your grandparents' house. You said you got people everywhere in Nashville. So, what was you getting into?
Typical kid stuff. In elementary, I did cheerleading, dance. That was my sport that I chose. So I kind of went that route. Middle school, still cheering, hanging out in the neighborhood, outside playing, walking to the store. Typical kid stuff. MySpace, so I had that going.
Okay. Okay.
Now I had my digital background all coded out and stuff.
Not with the you was
Trying to sneak on Facebook.
You was a
couldn't get
HTML
on. Didn't have no college ID yet or nothing like that.
You was an HTML coder.
Yeah, just doing the basics.
With the sprinkles in the back.
I was just living my life. To be honest, I was just living a full life. God had given me abundance at a young age. Didn't really suffer no hard lacks that I can relate to. But yeah, just was living my life, having my way.
Okay, having your way out here. So what were your dreams and aspirations like as a young kid in Nashville? Were there like anyone that you looked up to, people that inspired you from your neighborhood? Maybe it was the church,
Absolutely.
the church mothers or somebody.
It was my elders, it was my aunts, it was my granny, my mom, my mom's closest friends, they firsthand inspired me. It was my older cousins. It was the women that was all wrapped around me, involved in my life in so many aspects, but just looking up to them and seeing them overcome and seeing them be, like that girl and just having their way, just having a good time. I knew that I wanted that joy for my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I knew that I wanted to achieve success, and like watching my mom like graduate from college, you know, watching her excel in her career and being like on her stuff. You know what I mean? Watching my granny like going to work, not missing a day, like consistent, you know, still taking care of the house and all the things. Like I was just like, yes, like I want that for me. Like I can be successful and still be like that girl.
Okay.
I just was chasing that joy. I didn't really have like, oh, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur or I want to be a doctor type dreams. I just knew I wanted a good life. I didn't know what that was. I had not a clue, and I still don't think I know.
I mean, but it seems like you had good imagery. You had this picture of people because you said you was chasing joy. So it must have been people that were in your life that were always joyous, smiles on their faces, enjoying life. And sometimes that in itself can be inspiring because in so many other situations, it's the total opposite. Is
Yeah.
you know, you see whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
and
you see
I'm
the
not,
other side
and I
of
don't. I want to make this clear too. I'm not painting a perfect picture. We definitely
Yeah.
went through sorrow and pain and some hard times for sure. Still feeling that right now, but for the most part, I did see joy. I did have a lot of laughter, sunshine, just good overall good time. Like I, you know, don't remember too much stress. And when there was stress, I watched those women overcome, like undefeated.
that. Hey,
So I was like, yeah.
okay. Like I said, that's inspiring in itself. And, you know, going through high school, from middle school to high school, actually, what high school did you go to? You know, you got to shout out your high school. You're from the
I
city.
absolutely will. So what's crazy is I started off at Glencliff High School. My mom, again, started to excel in her career, moved us to Georgia. So I graduated in East Point, Georgia, Tri-Cities High School. So shout out to the Bulldogs.
Okay, East Point.
Tri-Cities, yes, East Point.
So I mean, so now we're going from Nashville to Atlanta, well, Atlanta area, because you know
Exactly.
you gotta say because you know they say you're not from Atlanta if you're not from
That's
Fulton
okay.
County. So
That's okay. I let them know I was from Nashville every chance I got.
okay. So making that transition from Nashville to Atlanta area, the metro Atlanta. How did you deal with that? What was
Oh,
that transition
God.
like?
At the moment, it felt like the worst thing my mama could have ever done. Like, I didn't understand it. Like, why would you uproot me from, like, what I know? Like, this is, Nashville has been my whole life, my whole world. Everybody.
So what grade were you in?
I was in ninth grade. I was right at freshman year. So I had went to the same middle school the whole duration. And I went to a few different elementaries, but kind of in the same like southeast sector, I guess, Antioch cluster or whatever. And yeah, it was just like, why would you remove me from that? Like I just my friends, my family, like I felt like my life, career, whatever it was. I was just like, why would you do this? And I absolutely hated her for that. Like,
wow.
I was just, could not wrap it around my brain.
Because you know,
I came back to Nashville every chance I got. Do you hear me? We got a 3-day weekend. I'm gone. Granny, come pick me up. I'm going to Nashville for the weekend. Like, I did not. It was so much resistance.
So what year was this?
This was 2006 or 7, somewhere around there.
So this was probably like the height of Atlanta, where everybody probably wanted to be down there, and you know, at this time,
everybody but me. Listen, I don't care about none of that. I wanted to be
back home.
But, you know, after going through that, and now as an adult, now as a mother myself that has to make decisions that affect my daughter, I'm so thankful she did that. Because out of that, I found 3 best friends that I cherished to dear life. I had a full high school experience that a lot of people in Nashville or surrounding areas didn't have. Like, I remember having a conversation, when you up with your cousin, you talking like, oh, remember high school we did? I'm like, no, we didn't have that. Like, that wasn't a thing at my high school. Like, people went to school. Like, it was a performance arts. It was a magnet. It was a performing school. Like, it was different than anything I had ever experienced in Nashville. So, I'm thankful.
I mean, and you're like I said, you were in Atlanta at probably like the height of all the celebrity,
Yeah.
that was going on in Atlanta from I don't know D.O.U.G.H.
And not to mention there are legacy celebrities that graduated from that school. So now I'm a part of that collective. So it's like, okay, yeah.
Talk that talk then.
Yeah, like I was meant to be here.
I know it was probably inspiring just to be in Atlanta at that time, watching, people's ascension, from a entrepreneur standpoint. You seeing people of color, people that look like you, obtain this success and, practically out of the mud, as they say.
Yeah.
So going through high school and being in that environment, how did that inspire you graduating and things that you wanted to do to further your career or whatever in life after that?
I think being in that environment definitely broke my glass ceiling because, of course, in Nashville, we had money. Like, I was around people that had money and had, luxury things or whatnot. But when we went to Atlanta, and especially when my mama moved out of East Point to, like, the other side, even, like, something as Camp Creek, like, everybody got money. Like, everybody got big houses. Everybody's driving Mercedes. Like everybody. So it was just like, wow, there's so much more. I didn't realize, like, everybody. It didn't have to be like that 1 and out of 10. It was like, no, everybody. Like, this is very normal for the culture here. Like, this is how we move and operate. So to see that and to go to a Lenox Mall, where here in Nashville, you go to Green Hills back in the day, I mean, you would see a few of us in there, but, like, no. Yeah. But to go to Lenox, that's on, like, that Green Hills level, everybody black in there.
Right.
Like, what?
Right.
That's different to see as a child.
Right, and it's mind-blowing. I mean, like I said, to be in a city that is very black, and how should I word this? Because I like black, but people that are aspiring to be something or have something going on. It's people coming together and working together.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of divisiveness where, and I'm probably sure it is or was, but just to see us come together and build something, it had to be inspiring in itself.
It absolutely was. And also at the school, like, it was so many black teachers, black administrator, black principals, black everywhere. Like, so that was like, oh, wow, this is different. Black counselors. Like, it was like, oh, this is different.
So would you say that inspired you to get into education, kind of jumping?
I will have to say my counselor in high school definitely pushed the needle of me to explore education. So okay. I did.
And so where did you go to school?
So from there, I went to MTSU.
Okay. So you familiar with
so I came right back home, as close to home as I could come. So I came to MTSU.
Why do y'all be acting like Murfreesboro is so far away?
Because back in the day, Murfreesboro was very far away. Nobody was coming to Murfreesboro. Like, Murfreesboro had, I remember it, I felt like I remember this, but I felt like it was a McDonald's and a Walmart. And, like, that's all I remember about Murfreesboro. It had nothing.
Wow.
We came out here for like they used to do the better the half-timers or something like that.
Yeah.
At one of these high schools or something. So yeah.
Yeah, because everybody, I'd be like, well, my where I record that is in Murfreesboro. I'm like, yeah, Murfreesboro, man, I gotta put about $25 of gas in my car just to come out here.
That wasn't that bad.
Come on, man.
I live on the outside, so it ain't that bad.
Come on, man.
I'm not inner city no more.
It ain't that far. It's not that far.
It's not that bad.
So, being at MCSU, what is that environment like?
Oh, I lost my mind. I just started doing the truth. Like, I just was not focused, wasted a lot of time and energy, just doing whatever I wanted to do, thinking that I was just prepared for the world and was grown and just knew it all. Didn't know nothing.
So what kept you on track? I mean,
I didn't finish. I dropped out.
Well, it's a couple of us in this room.
I dropped out. I said, you know what? I'm going to hold off on that for a split moment. So I was pregnant with my baby. I had to figure out how to get some money, take care of her.
Some money.
And my whole, like everything had changed and pivot. I went from being a very immature, selfish little girl to like, oh no, I got a whole life to take care of. Like,
let me get it together.
Let me get it together because like the time is running out. She'll be here on July 24th.
Got you. And so you still managed to get into education and from dropping out, having your daughter, what got you into the education field?
It was actually a supervisor at a part-time job. So I used to work at summer camps with kids as a camp counselor. So my director, she was like, you should try to be a educational assistant. And I'm like, well, I don't know nothing about that. She was like, I'm going to have somebody reach out to you. And she did. So I just kind of followed the pathway to do the process to be an educational assistant. I said, well, this is something I can do until I figure out what it is I want to do. Either way, I need to do something. And I just absolutely fell in love with that environment. I knew that I was supposed to be there. And it all just started to make sense. Like, that's when I had my first realization of God is literally aligning every little piece. That's unique.
Right. You thought, I mean, was there any doubt, God, okay, I just had my daughter. I dropped out of school. Lord, what's the next step for me?
It was literally easy breezy. Like when I have learned over time, I haven't always knew this, but I've learned over time that when you let God move and operate, it's going to work out.
Okay.
So at this point to get the job, I had to take a test. I had to show proof I had so many credit hours. I had to get some recommendations and it was a list. It was very intense at the time for me, coming from somebody who life was just living day by day. I was like, wow, at first I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get this job or this position, but then it's just something inside of me, which was God, the Holy Spirit, saying no, just do this, and I just followed that step by step, and it worked out. Took the test, studied the night before, took the test, passed it.
Well,
I was just like, wow. Not that I would have procrastinated to study. Had I known I needed the test, I would have studied effectively, but I didn't know until the day before. So it's I didn't have no time, and that's how God wanted it, because he knew if I would have had too much time,
you would have put it off.
I probably would have put it off.
Yeah.
So, and I had to lean on him. You know what I mean?
It's probably, the Holy Spirit came in and did his thing.
Every time.
And got you where you needed to be.
And when I say blessed my life being at that school during that time with a daughter as a single parent. Like the struggle of if it snow, I'm at home with my child. Like we cool. Like when the school is closed, like I don't have to have that added stress of like who's going to care for my child, my young baby, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Like it was a blessing. It was truly a blessing.
And then you want to shout out the school that you working
Absolutely not. I will not give them that much credit, but shout out to the public school district.
at? Wow.
And I met some beautiful people there. They're still like in my life. Absolutely. It was a part of the journey that was absolutely necessary that has gotten me here today.
And with what happened yesterday at Antioch High School, and knowing that you used to be an educator, how did that affect you? And I won't go into details about what happened.
Of course.
People that are from this area know. So
of course, absolutely. It was heartbreaking. I mean, one, just as a mother who sends their child to school, like nobody wants to have that worry or that stress ever in no type of capacity. But then being an educator and knowing that you are the protector of all of these babies, what do you do? It's not cool to have that stress when you're trying to. I don't think people understand what's truly required to be a teacher. It's not just teaching 1 + 1 = 2. It is literally pouring into these kids day after day, day after day, day after day, day after day. And that is exhausting when you have 40 kids plus the extra 20 kids because that classroom don't got no teacher. It's hard.
So what do you feel like is missing from education?
Listen, you'll have to bring me back for a whole nother episode, but I'm going to say this very simplified. The whole structure from the head to the bottom.
Wow, so we just going to destroy and rebuild?
No, we don't have to destroy, but we definitely need to have some very hard conversations and come to some hard clarity of like, that ain't working.
It's a couple of things that just I would like to see, and I wish it was more male authority in schools. I feel like that's something that's missing from education is someone that has been through life that can pour into these kids, like you said, but from a different aspect. Mm-hmm. Yes, women are natural nurturers. That's their thing. But it's some boys that need some correction.
It's some boys that need to be corrected.
A male authority figure in their life. Because sometimes, and a lot of times, it's not a dad at home. It's not someone they can look up to say, hey, I kind of want to be like this guy. Mm-hmm. Even though he's my school teacher, he's still, giving me game, pouring into me, telling me about life in general, where they might miss that at home. And so that's just one aspect of what I would like to see.
Yeah.
Another thing is, and this is going to sound like, but I feel like there are some teachers that need some type of mental evaluation.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm serious, because
I think we all do.
Going into this field, we are entrusting you with our children.
Yeah.
We are entrusting you that you have somewhat morals, principles, values that kind of align with what we believe in, even if it's like broad, but still some type of moral compass. You get what I'm saying? So that we're not giving our kids over to someone that might not be the most mental stable person there is.
But the reality is you might.
And that's the thing. So that's why I say there should be some type of mental evaluation. And you know, because right now I feel like it's a scarcity of educators anyway.
Very much so. Has been.
They're not being compensated the way that they should be.
Absolutely not.
So that's, you know, deterring people from even getting into that field. But we put so much emphasis in, you know, on education. And I think sometimes, like, just this thought in particular, like when there's snow days and parents is complaining about, oh, they should open the schools up, the roads is fine. But you don't know even what this teacher might be going through when it snows, that they could get there, and you expect them to get there because you got to go to work. But are you concerned about how they're going to get to work? And you know how like I said, you never know their conditions that they have to face. So that's there
is I'm just gonna say it takes a lot to be a teacher. So I am thankful and I appreciate every teacher that shows up, regardless if they show up and just sit there. I'm just thankful for that, and that sometimes is enough.
Right.
So, shout out to our teachers.
Yeah, shout out to all the educators
shout out to
there.
our teachers. I mean, the system. I mean, it's a system, just like all of our other systems, the food system, the health system, all of it. It's just, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out my sister Rika Washington Davis. She's a teacher, and I'm probably like downplaying that she's a teacher because she has so many certifications and such down in Memphis. And you know, shout out to her because I know that she's an educator that has put in the work, you know, year in and year out, and pouring into kids. So shout out to my sister.
Yeah, shout out to sis.
Oh, actually, I got another sister that's educated too. Shout out to my sister Natia Davis. She's also an educator. I think she's on her way to South Carolina. She just got a job out there. So yeah, shout out to her as well.
Yes.
But anyway, let's get back on track here. And from being an educator. You know, that was one blessing in itself.
Absolutely.
You are learning how to pour into these children, and you go the opposite way and become an entrepreneur, having to pour into yourself.
That's wild. I often try to figure out how, why, like all the things, but I just can't. I had no desire to be an entrepreneur. Like, never had entrepreneurship dreams.
With even being, like I said, back in Atlanta and seeing.
Not even with that. Like, I didn't like that. I was going to be in my career. Like, I had finished my degree in education. Like, I was scaling, moving up. So I was like, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm good. Like, working from home. Like, I had moved up. Like, I was on the other side. So I was cool, but entrepreneurship just called me, and
hello, Shay.
Literally, Kayla, like, hey girl, where you at? You got that juice?
We got something for you.
You got that juice? No, but it really just started off like super organic. Something that I did as a hobby, and then I just started to like give juice to people because, of course, when you make fresh juice, you got to drink it or it goes bad. So I wasn't drinking it. So I was like, I just started giving away to people at work. And I just started asking them questions about it. I was like, you like that juice? They was like, yeah. Would you pay for it? Yeah, it's really good. It's really fresh. And then I started naturally teaching them, like, what the benefit of the green juice was because they just didn't know. And then it just started to grow. Like, it just, more people was like, oh, bring me some juice. Okay, you know, whatever. And it was just something that I was doing. It was like my moment of peace of the weekend. Like, oh, I get the juice, so like I can be by myself and just turn my music on and juice. So it was just like a really good hobby that I did every weekend.
So what even brought you to even picking up juice?
Oh, okay.
Because you could have been made smoothies,
I could
you
have.
know,
I do.
but
But what brought
juice.
me to juicing is like, so after I had my daughter and just excelling all the things, I deal with a lot of postpartum after I had her. Um, Life was just in a complete uproar for me, like medically, like mentally. And I found myself being on several different prescriptions. So, of course, you got to take one in the morning for your energy and so you can have like good mental clarity. And then you got to take another one because that one makes you not want to eat. So now you got to take this one so you can eat your food. But then that one makes you dizzy. So now you got to take this one because so you don't be dizzy. And it was just like a laundry list of like why I was taking all these pills. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, big pharma,
And
something else, ain't it?
yeah, like I just
The biggest dope deal on
I'm
planet
like,
Earth.
why y'all keep putting me on all these different prescriptions? Just try it for 30 days, just try it for 60 days, and then we'll regroup.
And I'm interject right here because I'm kind of in that situation myself. Just getting a little personal. Like I got to look at the camera. I'm getting a little personal. Um, at the top of 2020, I found out that I had diabetes, and it's just been like this roller coaster of trying to regulate my blood sugar and getting my cholesterol levels down and things of that nature. And it's like every other doctor visit is like, okay, we got this new drug. We're gonna hey, this was better than the last one. Now listen here, it's a miracle drug right here. It's like listen here, like it's gonna clean you out, but you're gonna use the bathroom like every 30 minutes now.
I'm screaming.
But it's like that revolving door of just trying to regulate something that probably could be regulated naturally. So
Absolutely. Like that. So going through that with my postpartum, I was like, I left the doctor. It was the summer. What year was this? This had to be like 2021. So year 21. I was summertime. I leave the doctor office. I'm crying. I called my boyfriend. I said, I'm not going back to the doctor. He was like, well, what we gonna do? Because I don't want you to like, like not do the work. Like we got to figure out something. So it was really him that was just like, well, I've been saying like we need to be vegan, we need to be raw, and like it's all about the food. And he likes to do that. I don't know how he knows these random facts, but he like research something and knows so much about it. So he was just so ready to like go vegan. We giving up all this stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, like I'm all pumped for it. That lasted for like 1 hour, and then we was right back, like like
you was right back at Ed's Fish House.
yeah, I was literally probably at my granny house eating some fried fish or something. Like it was just not it. My mind, my mental did not like wrap around it. But what I did do is kept hearing like I had to do something different. So then I did my own research about food in general, and I discovered cold pressed juice and just by going on like a research about food. And I discovered cold pressed juice, and then I discovered people's stories who are similar to what I was kind of going through within my own body, and how they drunk a green juice or they drunk a ginger shot or they, had a turmeric shot and now they're using beets for this. And like I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. Like I don't know what it was, but it clicked. And I said, I can do that. I can drink a juice. That's easy to do because meal prepping, that's a whole nother job.
I don't even want to talk
Shopping
about that.
to be vegan or to try to go vegan, that's a whole nother lack of accessibility. Like if you don't go to the right grocery stores, you don't got the right type of options. So I was like, I can at least drink a juice. In the juice bar that I was going to at the time, I was still working for the school district when I first started drinking juice, was right like 2 minutes away from the school that I worked at the time. So I would just start doing what they was doing, ordering smoothies and juice.
Wow.
Shout out to them though. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just started, and that's how it started. And then it was like, wait a minute, I can make this juice at home, because the issue was when I was out in Antioch, there is no juice bar out there. There's no like smoothie shop, real juice and real smoothie shop. Let me say it that way, because a hit dog will holler. But and that's no shade, because it's no real juice or smoothie out there. That's real. They're all inner city. So I was like, you know what? I can't keep driving in this traffic to go get no juice. I gotta make this at home. Went to Walmart, and if anybody know me, I do not carry cash on me. I just don't. Never have. I happen to have the right amount of money in my pocket in cash to grab one of them juices off of Walmart shelf when I started juicing for myself. And I was just like, oh yeah, that was God.
Right.
That was God, like, shifting and moving me to, like, and I just started juicing. I just fell in love with juicing and fell in love with, like, creating juice and recipes that, like, oh, this juice really tastes good. So
you in there like a mad chemist.
I'm in there like a mad scientist.
Like in here, here, let me get a pint of beet juice.
Yes.
I mix it with this mint.
Literally, I'm calling my aunties. Y'all come over here. Y'all need to come taste this batch. Like, all that. For real.
Now, I don't know if you're going to start growing hair in unforeseen places, but I'm telling you, it's good. It tastes
Just
good.
try it.
It's
Just risk it.
It's delicious. Now, if your hair turn purple or something,
I don't know. Sinus form.
That ain't on me.
Liability
Just,
form.
yeah.
That's on you.
That's
it's
on you,
on
big
your
baby.
own wrist drinking the juice.
That ain't on me. I'm just trying to get you healthy.
But thank God it actually turned out good, though.
Right.
Because I can imagine.
No
but
side
thank God
effects.
it really actually turned out good. So, yeah, I was just getting really good feedback. I was experimenting more with just fruits and vegetables. My diet changed naturally. My daughter's diet changed. So, like, I don't know. It was just fun. It was just a really good, fun journey. And then I had one person that had reached out, because I was like posting the journey, like my personal journey on my social media and stuff. So the one person had reached out, he was like, it was my cousin. He said, I'll buy a detox package from you. I'm like, what? And I was just like, okay. And he did. And I said, oh yeah.
See, ain't it good to have your family?
Yeah.
They're supporting
and then
you
my
because
auntie was like, this is a business, because I was like, I had like 30 orders right before like winter break or something from the school of like people who wanted juice over the winter break. And she was like, girl, this is a business. Like, you got me over here putting juice in bottles and stuff, and we doing it. She was like, you got to charge something. I'm like, I don't know.
So you just in there with all that fruit, and you ain't figured out. It took auntie to baby, listen here. You got this is. I'm working the 8-hour shift. I'm working the 8-hour shift. My hands is turning red and green because I'm in here with the juice and all these fruits and stuff. Yeah. Baby, we got to get some money on.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Yeah. I mean, she really did. And I was like, well, I don't know nothing about business, or let alone a juice business. What is that even worth? And I'm glad I figured that out.
Okay, so going from creating these juices to navigating the entrepreneur space, did you have any mentors along the way to show you?
100%. Yes. And I'm so thankful to God. That's what I was just about to say too before you asked that question, because I knew it was coming. But when I say I'm so thankful for God's favor over my life. So before I started this as the business, the first person I'm thankful I had the chance to reach out to was Carlos.
Okay.
And I'm like, and he hopped on the call, like he like telling me, not like telling me what to do, but just kind of giving me some general business language and things. And I was just like, oh, like, I mean, we probably was on the phone for about an hour, and he was just like I was writing everything he said down. Did you hear me? I don't know why, but in my spirit said, he know what he talking about. I'm writing everything down. Yes. After that, I went to my cousin who's an entrepreneur. I'm picking her brain a little bit, not really telling her like what I got going on, because I wasn't sure. Like, I really wasn't sure if I wanted to do a business. So I didn't want to like commit, like telling people like, I'm finna start this business. I'm just like trying to figure out like what is business. So I'm picking her brain about it a little bit. I'm writing everything she said down. I don't know how I got connected with a banker, but somehow, some way I did. No, I got connected with another entrepreneur, a very seasoned and successful entrepreneur, very early on, and he connected me with a banker. And like I just started writing like all these conversations that I was having. I was writing everything down. When I compare my notes, they all said similar things. Every last one of them said you need to apply for Corner to Corner.
Okay, shout out to Corner to Corner.
Shout out to Corner to Corner. Okay. I'm like, I must really gotta apply to Corner to Corner.
Mr. Acuff.
Yes. I was like, I must have to really apply. Right when I like that click, my cousin was telling me that she was graduating from me. So then I got to experience like the graduation and all that joy. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta apply for Corner to Corner.
Right.
I did. Glory to God, I got in. And I mean, it has just been a journey of like meeting the right people, applying the work, doing the work, but just being at the right place, in the right spaces, and connected to the right people, and doing the good work. Like,
can you elaborate on what Corner to Corner is for
yes,
all
I can
my
try
53
my
subscribers out there?
I can try my absolute best. I pray I do it justice. But Corner to Corner is an organization that helps small businesses and minority businesses thrive in the neighborhood. I hope I said that right. I'm trying to use their language. But it's a 10-week program. So if you got an idea and you don't know where to start, or if you like have started but kind of stuck, like it's all of that, but it's a community. It's a really full, vibrant community that is truly out here doing the work so you can win. That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Corner to Corner. I'm so thankful to be an alumni and for all they have done just to help me take one step further. Very thankful for them.
Got you. And shout out to Corner to Corner again.
Thankful I've had amazing mentors and people at the Entrepreneurship Center, and I mean just amazing mentors and people that I truly believe is in my corner and rallying the City Juicery and wants to see the City Juicery be successful.
Got you. So from entrepreneurship and meeting and aligning with the right people, what were your next steps, and how did you come up with the name of the City Juicery?
Yes, that's so funny.
What is your what juice did you actually start with? Like, let's go into that.
So the name came from God. Just kind of sitting on it, thinking, like, what would this be? What would this be? At the time, my boyfriend wanted to name it something that I'm not even finna give too much energy to, because I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So just thinking through that process, and God literally just gave me the City Juicery. And I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. The City Juicery. Like, the city, I am from the city. And often when me and my boyfriend talk, we like just be like, oh yeah, the city. Like, I'm in the city. So it just came natural to keep that lingo going. But I guess our juice that we started with was our green detox. It started with our green detox and a ginger shot. Those were the main two juices that I was pushing. After that was the orange crush.
Okay.
That was probably, I don't know. I think everybody Orange Crush was just like a gateway juice. Like, you wasn't
a gateway.
Like,
you talking about juices like it's drugs.
Yeah, no, but for real, it was a gateway juice. It was like
this like some weed right here. You know what I'm saying?
like
and then
that,
you step up
like
to that hard stuff. No,
but it was like a good balance of like having a really good intentional juice, but not like committed to a green juice or a beet juice. So it was like for those people that's like, I don't know, you know,
them beets. Let me tell you. Yeah,
it's
you gotta have the right taste, but
you gotta have the right
palate. Let me say that
for sure.
For some of those juices out there, because
they rough. So, and then also again going back to when I was in the kitchen, like creating the recipes, I knew that I wanted the juice to be good. Like I knew that if I put this out, it had to remind me of good juice. So like I grew up on jungle juice and you know, Calypso lemonades, and when they first came, you know, I just I'm used to having some good juice.
That Calypso,
changed the game.
Yeah.
So the original flavored waters, like the original ones that had the real flavor, and they were like, okay, I can drink my water, you know. So I just knew that if I was going to do it, it had to be like good juice. It couldn't be basic. It couldn't be the same nasty green juice.
Yeah, it had to be blessed and highly flavored.
It had to be.
Yeah.
So the orange was everybody's like gateway juice for the people that was like, I don't know how I feel about cold pressed juice yet, but I want to drink some cold pressed juice. But then cotton candy beet is actually our top seller. Mm-hmm. It was the last one that I created, and I created it by accident because we had gotten the wrong order. Like our farmer had delivered the wrong order produce.
See, he ain't even talk about that part. Like you got a farmer.
Yeah, so we locally source our ingredients. So we work with a collective of different farmers in the city of Nashville. We also have efforts of growing some of our own produce as well. So yeah, we try to put out a really fresh, high quality juice. Okay. You're gonna drink your juice.
Look, she trying to get me on.
Drink it. Shake it up.
She trying to get me on camera.
You're gonna taste the difference. I promise you. You're gonna be like, okay, this
I'm gonna
is
drink
good
this
juice.
And then mess around and eat some donuts behind it.
But it's okay. It's all about balance.
Let's see.
It's good.
And this is the green detox with spinach, kale, cucumber, green apple, lime, and ginger. Okay. Let's see.
That's hydrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you needed that. Keep it real.
Nah, this is what's up. Like, it don't have like no nasty aftertaste. And I think a lot of people when they think about juices, they automatically want it to be sweet, but we don't need all the sugar.
You don't need that. Yeah, true.
We need to get a lot of that sugar out of our diets because the sugars actually lead to a lot of diseases.
I said this a while back on a post, but we also need to really understand the difference between natural sugars in our fruits versus white added in sugars and redefined sugars.
Right.
That is two different type of sugars.
Right.
I just want to make that clear because the amount of people that come to me and say they cannot drink juice because of the sugar is why this is a problem.
Wow.
So cotton candy beet is our top seller. The farmer accidentally delivered us a bag of mixed beets. I don't like beets, never have, couldn't drink it. It was like, absolutely not. But I had only known about a red beet. I never knew about a candy stripe beet, a golden beet, a purple beet, a yellow beet. I didn't know about all these variety of beets. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. Like,
all I know is Dre beets, Timberland beets, Kanye beats.
I'm screaming. So I said, you know what? I'm going to experiment with this. So I put all the beats in the thing, that was disgusting. I said, oh no, we got to add something to this. So we happened to have a pineapple, threw that in there. Okay, I'm like, that's super sweet. We got to bring that down. Cut it with a lemon, some ginger. It was almost perfect. We added that last piece to it because somebody recommended it. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, added that in there.
And the cotton
And
candy.
it was like perfect. Like the color, because like when you see the juice, it's this dark reddish pinkish color. But like the color, the scent of the juice, the taste, the consistency, because thick like beets kind of juice, like it's like a thicker juice. Like that right there is like super liquefied because it's cucumbers and stuff like that. But a beet is more like dense, so it's a little bit thicker texture, just a little bit. And it was just perfect. And we put it out on the market, and when people started tasting that, they was like, I don't like beets, but this is like, I can drink this. And I think that's what made it the top seller, because people finally had discovered a beet juice that, one, is obviously good for you to detoxify and all the wonderful benefits of beets. But like, it was actually good, and I was just so proud of that. I'm so proud of that.
Okay. Man, but before we get out of here, I have this segment that I call Doe's Half a Dozen. And it's where I, pick a category out of the air.
Okay.
And you give me like your top 6 or your half a dozen of this category that I choose.
Okay.
And since we on the juice.
Okay.
And I probably have asked this question to other people. I think I asked this question at the event that I met you at the Earth Day in the Hood event.
Okay.
So we'll just backtrack to this question. What are your top 6 or your half a dozen favorite fruits?
Okay, top 6, half a dozen favorite fruits. So, favorite fruits? Oh, this is going to be so basic, but
it's like
pineapples,
okay,
strawberries,
2,
blueberries, blackberries, bananas, and what would be my last one? I don't know.
See, you thought it was gonna be basic, and you couldn't.
Kiwis.
Okay, kiwis.
I love kiwis. But I love plums too. I don't know. I love fruit. So
okay,
I don't know, but that's what I throw.
So I like kiwis too because I make smoothies every other day.
Okay.
But it's like, I don't know what it is about the seeds, and it's like kind of spicy a little bit. I don't know where, like when I leave them in the, in my smoothie, it's like has this spicy texture to it. And it's like,
I never noticed that.
What is this about? But anyway,
know.
it's there. I don't know, but yeah, spicy kiwi.
Yeah, that's my favorite fruit. I like all fruits though.
So what can we expect now going forward with the City Juicery? I know that I seen that you were at the Nashville market.
Yes. Yes. So we are located at the Nashville Farmers Market.
There you go.
900 Rosa Park Boulevard, Nashville, Tennessee, 37208.
Okay.
Yeah, come see us. We're there every weekend, Friday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Those are our winter hours because it's cold outside. So when y'all out doing y'all Saturday trips, come by and grab your juice for the week. But yeah, that's what we are doing right now. Doing pop-up events, wellness events, giving out samples, donating juice.
What has been like your most or your favorite event that you have done in this space that you're in now?
Oh, my favorite event? I don't know. I don't think I had a favorite event. They all bring me so much joy in their own different ways. But One thing that I love to do through the business is go to classrooms with students and make juice with them. Or over the summer, we did like a lemonade camp. So doing things like that. I absolutely love staying connected to the youth and pouring back into them. Yeah.
Got you. So, I don't. I think with things like cooking, people, and I know it's called culinary arts,
Mhm.
but I don't think people understand the science and things that have to go into what you're doing, these proper measurements,
Mhm.
your consistency
Yep.
with your juices and things of that nature. And so I feel like that is something that we should take into our communities and educate,
Absolutely.
our youth, as well as about wellness and the benefits of things that grow from the earth.
Absolutely.
Uh,
But also like not making it an aesthetic. Like juicing is not an aesthetic. It's just a juice. Like
so are you speaking on people that kind of get on social media and be like, well, today we're gonna make.
I mean, I absolutely love that. Like, and I wish I wish I could give that on my regular page, but I also don't want to like discredit like that juice is for everybody. So like, yeah, you can be the juice aesthetic, but you can also be not the juice aesthetic and have access to juice.
So do you think that there should be more farmers markets, more accessibility for you know
Absolutely,
every neighborhoods? I want to
absolutely.
say there was someone that had spoken with, or I seen in California
Hmm.
that they grow like orange trees in the medians of the streets, and like it feeds the homeless people, and people have access to fresh fruit because it's
I
just right there
mean,
in abundance.
going back to how it started, that's the way that it was designed for us to
Right.
live. So, yes,
So
absolutely. Like it will be my biggest desire and hope that every community has access to fresh food, has a community garden where they can feed each other and take care of each other as neighbors. And to go back to like one of the questions you asked earlier about what I change about the schooling and all of this stuff, I think the biggest piece that we have to address in every issue, whether it's the educational sector, the health industry, whatever, is food.
mm,
We have to change our understanding of what food is and what food we should be eating for our bodies to thrive. Once you start eating the right food, a lot of things change for you
right.
naturally. If I didn't have the food, if I didn't have the access, as a mother, I can't tell you what I would and wouldn't do to get the food.
mm, Something to think about. And so there is another segment that I have kind of introduced, and I've been playing with the name of it. I was calling it the last donut. I've been calling it the last cup, but
Mm,
it's kind of just like the the final thought of the day.
okay.
So I don't know. I guess I'll call it the last cup or the last donut. I don't know. I don't know what I'm selling on, but if you following along with the podcast, we gonna grow and we gonna develop this thing.
Yeah.
So I guess the last thought of the day or the last cup to sip on is health is wealth.
Health is absolutely wealth. Like, there's no other way.
And do you care to expand on
I just
that?
feel like everybody has to figure out their bodies and like what works for them. Like health is not as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. Like for you, that might be the case, but I might have to get to two a different way. Like I might need to do, 3 minus 1. I don't know, right?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I might have to go a different route to get to 2. But everybody should value their health because it plays a role in a lot of different capacities. Like, you can't sleep at night if you're not eating the right food to fuel your body. You can't wake up with energy if you're not giving your body the things it needs to sustain and have energy. Like, and then that's a whole domino effect. If you got a whole 9 to 5 in front of you, you don't have energy. Now you come in the office with an attitude. Now you got an attitude. You done rippled
Polluted
this
the
attitude
whole-
off the
the
wall.
whole
Now
office.
everybody upset. So because she upset with you, she jammed the printer. Now you can't print your, like, it's just a domino effect of like your whole life. Now you done had a bad day at work. So then you carry that in the car. You listen to all the bad music that's going to make you have an even worse day. You listen to all this depressing music.
And when I say health is wealth, it's not only about what you digest in your actual body, but it's everything that you listen to.
Everything. It's your
that
environment. It's your friends who you call on the way home. And all y'all do is gossip and complain the whole ride for 45 minutes in traffic. Now you got that energy. Then your child just being a child, but they like, that's the last straw of the day. Now you snap on them. Like, it's just too much.
Too much.
It's just too much. It's just too much. Just take care of your body. Like, give your body what it needs. Like, it's okay to not have a, you know, a turn up Friday every now and then. Like, chill, drink some water.
Drink some water. Stay hydrated.
Have a little juice.
Put some God in your body.
I mean, something. Turn all that off. I love Lil Baby, but sometimes I need to listen to Tasha Cobb.
Sometimes you gotta change the little baby for the little baby Jesus.
Listen, I'm telling you, like, just be very conscious of what you put your body through.
Got you. And so, you know, this is the time where we get to be selfish and tell everybody about what we got going on and the brand that we are building, you know, how we trying to nourish, flourish and things out here. So run down your socials for everyone out there so they can know where they can find you, where they can find the juice, tell them about the cold press process and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. So my name is Kayla Hall. I am the owner of the City Juicery. Please follow the City Juicery on all your social media platforms at the City Juicery, including YouTube, TikTok, all of them. Just go out there and follow us. Please come out and visit us at the farmers market. We are inside the market house, so that's where the restaurants are. If you follow us on social media, you'll see some instructions on how to find us inside the market. Just come out, come get some juice, come take a ginger shot, come hang out. Come even teach me something. You might bring me some value and help me learn something new about fruits and vegetables. So looking forward to it.
I just bought this bushel of dragon fruit. I don't even know what to do with it. Can you just go ahead and like press that thing up? We're going to put some pineapples with it.
Listen, we might have something going. That sounds good for the springtime, like a dragon fruit lemonade. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
So
come out and visit us, the City Juicery.
And as always, shout out to Spread the Positive, my guy Trent on the boards back there. And you know where you can find me. I'm usually on the gram at Donuts with Dough. And it's D.O.U.G.H with Dough. I said donuts spelled D-O-N-U-T-S with Dough, D-O-U-G-H. Because, you know, some people spell donuts with, you know, D-O-U-G-H in there. So I just had to put that out there. You can find them on YouTube at Donuts with Dough. And the website is coming, y'all. I got some stuff coming, yeah.
Okay.
And you can find Spread the Positive at Spread the Positive on all platforms. And make sure you follow this podcast on all platforms at Donuts with Dough. And as always, it's been another great episode.
I'm honored to have been here.
Thank you for coming out to Chattanooga, as I always tell
screaming.
people.
Wasn't that bad. I like a little drive.
Hey, you know, turn on your little music.
Turn your music on and just vibe out. Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate you for coming out, and you know, don't let this be your last time.
Absolutely not.
You know, I might pull up to the The farmer's market.
Come on down. Come
You
on
never
down.
know. You never know about old dough.
You're welcome.
But once again,
come on down. Bring the whole family.
thank you for coming out. It's been another episode. Thank y'all for subscribing and just liking everything that I'm putting out there, because, you know, it's just little old me. Well, I ain't little. But anyway, we'll catch you next time on Donuts with Dough.
That was so fun.